the next 48 hours will be important and key for the relationship between Kenya and Tanzania. Remember, for the last 6 years, we've been having a roller coaster of emotions in terms of engagements with our southern neighbor. This is a great opportunity for Kenya to reach out to Tanzania in a different light, to foster bilateral ties, to engage at a deeper level in terms of business prospects for this country. So for President Suluhu to choose Kenya as her second spot in her East African visit across the region is an amazing thing for Kenya. Remember, just as she took office in March 2021, President Uhuru Kenyatta sent an emissary to Dar es Salaam, and that was the Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Amina Mohamed. This was a significant trip, and possibly we can just suppose and say, among other issues, wishing her well in her new role as the head of state of Tanzania, it was reaching out in terms of requesting her to visit Kenya, to come and visit with President Uhuru Kenyatta to have much more deeper conversation in terms of moving the region forward. Remember, Kenya is also playing her role in terms of becoming the biggest economy in the region, and that is the East Africa and the Great Lakes region. So Suluhu is coming not as a guest of Kenya. However, this is a historic trip because she's coming here for the first time being a head of state of Tanzania. This is one of the roles that she will be playing for the next 5 years going forward, after having been chosen as the chairperson of CCM, which is a ruling and a very important party within the Tanzania democratic space. So she is a lady of firsts, one of the few women in Africa to have been given the chance of being head of government in East African region. Burundi and Rwanda had already begun the process of choosing women in terms of heading those republics. But for Samia, she comes in at a time when Kenya and Tanzania have been having, let's say, not so cordial relationships in terms of how they engage. The latest spat was in how Kenya was dealing with the issue of importing maize from Tanzania. Kenya was saying they are not able to trace back those stocks of maize into Tanzania. The farmers are not going directly to the warehouses, and it's not easy to know which maize and where it is from. And in terms of even the acceptability for human consumption, Tanzania on its part is saying that Kenya is putting too many restrictions on them. Remember, during President Magufuli's reign, there were some issues at the border when Tanzania burnt some of our chicken, the chicks that had gone into Tanzania. Tanzania was claiming that the due process had not been followed to the latter, as well as the cattle that had gone to graze on the Tanzanian side of the border. Those are some of the issues that took President Uhuru Kenyatta to Dar es Salaam to discuss at a deeper level. However, many are still saying there needs much more policy to be spoken to in terms of engaging at a deeper level, because Kenya and Tanzania, we are not only joined at the hip, we have our citizens who speak a similar language. Kiswahili is spoken across the border. So many as 60 million Africans speak that language, and it's something that unites these two states. We have a history basing from the era of the Zanzibar Sultanate, which took its reign into the Lamu archipelago, and the whole entire coast of East Africa bases off such historical ties where Tanzania plays a significant role. So as we await her arrival into Kenya, we do know that her itinerary will be a packed one. This morning, she's expected to meet President Uhuru Kenyatta for bilateral talks at the State House, Nairobi, after which she's expected to go to the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta's mausoleum next to Parliament buildings. Next, we will be expected to be fashioned with further details of where next she will be expected to go. Probably President Uhuru Kenyatta will host a special dinner in her honor later in the evening because of her religious obligations during the day. Tomorrow will be a specifically important day in her visit in this country, because she will be in a position to speak to members of parliament from both houses and have 1 hour with them just to explain her policies, who she is as the leader of Tanzania, what kind of relationships does she expect moving forward. Remember also she will be speaking to business personalities from Kenya and Tanzania, looking at what are the issues within the greater aspect of business relationships that we will be looking into. Kenya exports a lot of manufactured goods into Tanzania. Tanzania imports into Kenya a lot of agricultural produce. We have many Tanzanian businessmen who are eager to invest in various sectors, whether it is in the manufacturing or the real estate business or even the entertainment, Gladys. So there's much more to this just small 48 hours visit that President Uhuru Kenyatta is expecting to really make much more of in terms of moving the relationship between these two countries forward.
Thank you, Leila Mohammed. Clearly a lot lined up in the